So now let me turn to Devendra Pant of India Ratings, who joins us at this moment. Devendra, would you agree with my view of PNB Bank, Punjab National, and saying that all state-run banks are likely to reflect slightly worse positions as far as their NPAs are concerned, partly because of the change in the RBI's rule, partly because the economy is not improved, and it's important that we don't get carried away and think that the heavens have fallen.
Well, Maithili, I'll leave the pinpoint question to my banking sector analyst. But yes, you are right. When the economy is not doing well, and most of these banks, as I was listening the commentary of various analysts on PNB results, absence of significant retail book. And if you look, most of the banks, those who are showing relatively better numbers, they are the one where those who have a larger retail book. Infra, we know the story, what has happened in past few years. There are some development which looks good, but overall, you have summarized the PNB in the right way, and at the end of the day, it is not lost for the PNB or the public sector banks. Because when we look at it, we say that the government interference, government dictate, or government policy direction, while at one hand they are a hindrance to growth, but on the other hand they provide some sort of stability to these institutions. So I'll broadly agree with what you have said about PNB results.
As far as the exchange rate is concerned, do you think this is a result of the extreme dependence on foreign portfolio flows that we have? We've exposed ourselves so hugely to foreign portfolio flows, and given that our exchange rate is determined not by current account really, but by capital flows, this is the inevitable price that we pay for such vulnerability on our part.
Well, yes, you are right, and if I hope the government is not thinking about opening the capital account convertibility very soon, because if that happens, there'll be more trouble for the economy. But ultimately, see, end of the day, you look at the capital account, you look at the current account, but you should also don't always keep an eye on what is happening to overall reserve position, because ultimately it's the sum total of these two. Partly right now the two bad effects started. Basically, one bad effect where the portfolio investors started withdrawing their money because of tax related issue and other things. Then what they have realized is the chances of China doing things better than what is happening in India. So the outlook on Chinese economy and Chinese stock market returns from there has improved compared to the Indian stock market has already run ahead of the time than the macro fundamentals, because if you look at the way the stock market has zoomed in last 1 year or so, and in reality, if you look at the real sector, those things, that kind of movement is not there. So all three or four things put together, you are right that the capital account and our dependence on the capital inflows is hurting us. It will continue to hurt us. But what we believe at the end of the day, whether we don't look at these things more on the daily basis or on the fortnightly basis, we look how over the years it will over the entire fiscal year how they will play out. Now looking at again, it's a big assumption, and most of us economists can't live without, any analyst can't live without making an assumption. And the assumption what we make is the government will continue. I'll again repeat, government will continue to make meaningful reforms.
Devendra, I'm afraid, forgive me for interrupting you there. Maithili, thank you for joining us. PNB, the top management is speaking. Let's try and figure out what went wrong for the quarter gone by.
We get more time for Q&As. Right.